I am so confused. Why am I seeing that on August 1st, African Americans or a specific African American has forged a protest against African businesses, from African restaurants, African braiding salons, anything that is African owned?
What's up, guys? I hope you're well from wherever you're watching. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, I've just come across this trend, reject African businesses. I believe you have also come across this trend. And also, recently in my channel, I've made about 2 or 3 videos suggesting, or rather alleging, that there is a bad relationship between the Black Americans, the indigenous Black Americans, and the immigrants. So Black Americans were saying that the immigrants think that they are Black Americans and maybe want to enjoy or want to compare themselves with Black Americans, which caused some of the Black Americans to be unhappy with the Africans. And a certain narrative started that the Black Americans and the Africans do not love each other. So I don't know if that is true, but again, I don't know if such factors have led to this trend, because I also made a video suggesting that the Black immigrants are faring well economically as compared to the Americans, to the Black Americans rather. Uh, some immigrants or some people were saying that the Black immigrants or the African immigrants are hardworking when they come to the United States of America. They are hardworking than the indigenous Black Americans, which has led to them prospering or faring on well compared to these Black Americans. So I think that this has not went well with the Black Americans, because there's this trend, boycott African businesses. So as we all understand, boycotting is a way of punishing someone's pocket. Boycotting is a way of sabotaging someone's source of income. So, are we seeing a case where the Black Americans want to show the immigrants that who is the boss here? Like, hey, you cannot come here and claim to be faring well than me. So, I don't want to jump into conclusions. I just want to listen to your views, to your comments. I've just compiled a couple number of videos which are talking about the same trend, and credit belongs to the original owners of these videos. I want us to listen carefully to dissect, and you can give your views, your comments as we watch these videos. You can also share. Let more people come. Let more people comment on this topic. Let us see the way forward, guys. Enjoy. I'll be back with more commentary.
Some of y'all about to be offended by this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Y'all really pick and choose who and what y'all want to boycott, and it's actually really weird. Like, I can kind of understand the Target situation, but now I'm starting to hear people are boycotting African braiding shops. Like, what? Now, some of these hair salons don't really be doing what they need to do. I get it. That's some hair salons. But at the same time, it's black braiding shops that be doing the same thing. Mind you, it's so many businesses in our communities that are completely against us. I still be seeing some of y'all shop at Lululemon, and apparently the person who made it don't even like black people. Mind you, y'all have yet to boycott McDonald's, and they have been targeting the black community for decades. All that high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure from McDonald's food, and y'all still eat there? Like, I don't get that. So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying that everything needs to be boycotted. I'm actually saying the opposite. If y'all are going to boycott places, make it make sense. And then don't pick and choose what's servicing the black community correctly or not when y'all shop at other places that are just doing a complete bigger disservice to the black community and are blatant about it. I'm honestly starting to believe that some of y'all are just falling into a mass hysteria of what happens on social media and are not really digging in deep and doing a deep dive as to why you should be boycotting these places. And it's starting to feel like some of y'all don't really have your own opinion on the reason why these places should be boycotted.
You guys make it hard, man. I try not to be petty, but you make it hard. So after elections, African Americans, you decided to take a step back. You'd done the heavy lifting. You'd carried the movement on your backs, and you figured it was time to see this one out. Let everybody else organize. Let others finally show up. And honestly, you deserved that rest. But now that you've decided to get back in the ring, your first move is to organize against Africans? Africans? With all the problems that we have, you put Africans at the top? With everything happening, this is where you draw the line? Braiding hair? Of all the urgent fights waiting to be picked, education, housing, Medicaid, tax policy, you chose to go after African braid shops because Essence Fest was sold and the culture vibe changed? That's it? Look, I understand the frustration of feeling erased, but attacking Africans for braiding hair, isn't it? You're not challenging power. You're shadowboxing your cousins. Let me tell you something, as someone who tries to build unity in this big fragmented black tent of ours, you have no idea how hard it is to get black folks to organize around solutions. But it never fails. When it's time to turn on each other, the organizing is swift, coordinated, and precise. It's impressive and devastating. And here's what you're forgetting. The enemy is watching. They're watching us broadcast exactly what triggers us. They're watching us create a public manual on how to divide us. They don't even have to try anymore. They're doing this. We are doing the surveillance and sabotage ourselves. And what are we broadcasting right now? Hair, festivals, braiding salons. Why are you wasting our time? Do you know how small that sounds compared to what's coming? In the next 5 years, due to tax cuts and deregulation, the black community is projected to lose over 200 million in generational wealth. Gone. And we're talking about braiding hair. Medicaid cuts alone will cost 15,000 black lives per year. 15,000 black lives are going to be lost per year. That's not a metaphor. That's your auntie, your uncle, your child. And we're talking about braiding hair. And you want me to join a boycott over who's braiding whose hair? Let me be clear. No African is losing sleep over your braids. Go read the comment section if you need proof. We're not plotting to steal your culture hairstyles. We're building salons to survive. We're hustling in your neighborhoods to make rent and pay school fees back home. You think we're sitting around bitter over hairstyle? Have you met Africans before? Listen to me. Go out to the streets and pick a real fight. Go out there in the streets and pick a real fight. You want a war? Fine. But don't waste your ammunition on your own family. Fight for healthcare. Fight for school lunch programs. Fight for the next redistricting map. Fight for that 10th of black wealth that's quietly being erased from beneath our feet. There are real fights out there. Nobody cares about braiding hair. Because here's the truth. The world is burning around us. And you guys are arguing over who gets to braid the ashes. Nobody cares about braiding hair. Let's move.
If you're not black, just keep scrolling. This video is for my African Americans and African brothers and sisters. Specifically for us, I am so confused. Why am I seeing that on August 1st, African Americans or a specific African American has forged a protest against African businesses, from African restaurants, African braiding salons, anything that is African owned. They have started a campaign that on August 1st, we as Black Americans will be boycotting these businesses. What the fuck is wrong with us? What is wrong with us just as a people, as Black Americans, African Americans? What the fuck is wrong with us that it makes sense to boycott African businesses because you may have had a bad experience with a African business? You've also had a bad experience with an Asian business. You've had a bad experience with a white business. You've had a bad experience with an Hispanic business, and so on and so forth. Where's the energy for those businesses that continuously come into our communities and disrespect us? But you want to start a war, a beef, continue a beef with Africans? Like, make it make sense. We are all one. Sure, we can distinguish ourselves as African American or African, but they look at us all the same. They don't look at an African and say, oh, you're African. They don't look at me as an African American and say, oh, she's an African American. No, she's a nigga. They all the same. So what sense does it make that we are boycotting our own people? Sometimes we can really be our own worst enemy. They don't even need to do anything to divide us. There's nothing more that they need to do. We can complete the mission ourselves. The self-hate, because that's what it is. It's self-hate. There is no way. I don't even know how this thing even got legs. How did this even get legs? You got people agreeing with it, like, yeah, when I go into the hair braiding shop, that's why Black women ain't got edges, and that's why Black women got bald spots or losing hair, because they braid so tight. What? That's the reason why you're boycotting them? Because you made a choice to let somebody braid your hair a certain way and you didn't get the desired results? So that's justification to boycott an entire community of people? Like, y'all dumb. I say it all the time to my friends and family. The majority of people are fucking stupid. And I mean that with my whole entire chest. Y'all are some dumb, ignorant ass people. Because this don't make no goddamn sense. How you boycott your own people when you got people, other races, other communities that have done far worse to us than we do to each other? But you want to sit here and boycott your own people? I don't even have no more words because I'm really going to go off and get to cursing on here, and I don't need to be doing all that. Y'all need to grow up and do better. Matter of fact, let's make August 1st, you do go to an African business. If there's an African beauty supply, if there's an African, I don't know, corner store, whatever kind of business it is out there that an African may have, go ahead and make sure y'all frequent it on August 1st. Let's counteract this ignorance, because this is fucking stupid. So goddamn dumb.
I'm sorry, I feel like American people are so lost, especially Black African American. Just take the African out of it and just be Americans, that's it. Because I cannot believe I've watched a video about a Black woman starting a protest for all Black African businesses. A boycott. A boycott. And the way that this woman speaking, I watched another video of this woman supporting her, yeah? And she's like, I've never been to the Afrikaans, and I've never even had no African braid my hair or put her hand in my hair, and I never ate that African food. Yeah, I'm here for the boycott. And I'm like, you sound like a racist white woman. You do, but you just happen to be, and they'll be going around. I tell you, I always said it. Do you know how much arguments I've nearly got into? and it's not always by me, because when you're here, you know, Americans, they just see Britain as like fake black people. We have no culture, we have no history, we're unseasoned, when this country is extremely multicultural. And it's very rare that, very rare, it's very normal for you to meet another person regarding every ethnicity, everybody, and ask, where are you from? And people always say, oh, I'm born here, but blah blah, my parents are here, and then in America, I'm African American. Oh no, I was born in Texas. Oh no, I'm born in Georgia. Oh no, oh my God, I don't understand it. The way that black African Americans see Africans in general is so disgusting. Like, with the bottom of the barrel people. But yet you classify yourself as an African American. And why? Then take that African out of your name and just be a normal American. Gosh. How the hell can you make it seem like we're so uncultured when you don't even know half of where you're from? If you talk, the only thing I've ever heard is people that have Jamaican parents or they've immigrated from the Caribbean. That's all you hear. Do you know Nigerians that are there? It's very obvious when someone's Nigerian. They will say it loud and proud. Yes? Or Creole. They like saying that they're mixed with Creole. Besides that, a lot of them, 90%, don't know nothing. And I've had two instances with people where I've just, and I'm not even going to say it's ignorant, it's normal. I'm like, oh my God, where are you from? Here, I was born and bred, I'm an American. Yeah, where? Like, and someone asks me, it's normal here. They like, oh, I'm an African American, that's all you need to know. That's all you gotta know. I said, hey, wow. I couldn't believe it. Second time I met someone again, that is exactly the reaction they had. I said, that's when I stopped asking. You just from America, you're from Chicago, you're from Minnesota, you're from all of, this is states in America. Oh my gosh. I don't know if it's a hurtful thing, but I just don't understand. I find it so bizarre that so many people don't know where their origins are from. Like, what's in your bloodline? And don't just say things to make it sound exotic, because they love this racially ambiguous mix, that they've got this mix, they've got a bit of, get out. What is it? They don't know, but they want to hear, and they want to be downplaying our food with this, uncultured, no this. Now look, a whole black woman, African American, boycotting African businesses. Your own people. Wow. And then people want to complain about Trump. So can you imagine being in a place where now he's banned all these countries, right, from entering the US that aren't American citizens, and then you have your own African American people still pushing the people. I don't even know. I can't even speak. I just find it so disgusting. I find it just, I don't understand it. What kind of rubbish is that?
Welcome back, guys. That is the end of the video. I hope that you've all listened carefully and enjoyed the video, shared your views in the comment section. After listening to these videos carefully, there are some issues I still fail to understand, like, what is the source of all this? Like, how did we get here, and how far is this going? So just share your views. Thanks for subscribing to my channel. Thanks for viewing and liking my videos. Remember to subscribe and share. Thanks, guys. Bye.